11 wins by knockout, 0 submissions, 3 decisions. Is Cody Garbrandt any good? Cody No Love Garbrandt was once taking over the UFC by force, delivering KO after KO and quickly becoming one of the most talked about names in the UFC from 2015 to 2017. His hand speed and finishing instincts are remarkable, setting him apart from most other bantamweights when it comes to punch power. Cody is an intimidating finisher who fights off pure instinct and raw aggression, and was ready to take on the champion after going 5-0 in just less than 2 years. During his rise, I remember him coming off as very confident, and he seemed to enjoy the spotlight as he quickly became a star, getting rushed into the bright lights very early on. He came up at Team Alpha Male under the great Uriah Faber, and while they are a gym of elite caliber, over and over again they fail to capture UFC gold. This includes Uriah Faber, Joe Benavidez, Chad Mendes, Cody Garbrandt, and Yan Xiaonan. The time came to face longtime rival of Team Alpha Male Dominick Cruz, and Cody would put on the performance of his life, and Cruz would quickly realize that he had overlooked his opponent. Cody won the title by decision and then went on to coach The Ultimate Fighter against TJ Dillashaw, a snake in the grass. During the show, Cody always seemed to be either getting emotional or attempting to humiliate Dillashaw. This could have been genuine or just to make good TV. I'll leave that up to you. When the two squared off, Cody's counter-striking style did not perform well against TJ, and his taunting nature soon backfired. Cody was TKO'd, not once but also in the immediate rematch a year later. And from that point onward, Garbrandt's career just hasn't had any sort of resurgence that I can speak to. I've never agreed with this widespread narrative that he's had a glass chin. Durability was never his problem. The fact that he met no resistance on his come-up played a major factor in my opinion. I honestly think it's healthy for a UFC prospect to take at least one loss on the way up. It can lead to longevity in the fighter's career if the right measures are taken and they have the right people in their life to help support and guide them, as long as they avoid injury and don't take too much unnecessary damage. But this never happened with Cody. It was a rapid rise, and therefore there was very little evolution in it. Every fighter is different, but sometimes slower is better in MMA. You become the ultimate target once you become a champion, and an ever-evolving set of skills is the only way to avoid being dethroned. And the matchmakers of the UFC have the power to make this issue worse, or unknowingly guide the fighter down a path of improved growth. They will either rush a fighter who they believe to be a superstar in the making, or one who can boost their company, or delay talent entirely because the fighter is seen as boring to watch, carries unpopular opinions, or who they deem as currently underdeveloped. Cody Garbrandt will be fighting Raoni Barcelos on June 14th, who is an extremely credentialed grappler, but one who is a tad sluggish at 38 years old. He is the one who reminded Peyton Talbot that we can't be skipping wrestling practice and that not even a minus 1,000 favorite is safe in MMA. I find Cody Garbrandt's journey a fascinating one, but today we'll begin to understand where he excels, where his weaknesses lie, and if he has what it takes to level up this stage in his career. A fast twitch striker built on speed and the pursuit of the knockout. Strike accuracy is 41%, strikes landed per minute is 3. Strikes absorbed per minute is 3.7. Just because you knock people out like a badass doesn't necessarily mean you are a technical striker. Cody suffers from a poor ape index, and this really showed in his fight against Rob Font, who really ruined all these stats if we're being real. Takedown average of 1, submission average of 0. Takedown accuracy of 34%. Cody does have a wrestling background, just chooses not to use it. Strike defense of 60%, takedown defense of 80%. Knockdown average of 1.1. Don't let this convince you he isn't a power puncher. He is. This just isn't knockout average. Average fight time of 9 minutes, 42 seconds. Strengths are his unreal hand speed and his great finishing instincts. Weaknesses are emotional, short reach, and low volume. His best performance is obvious, it's Dominick Cruz. This fight was magical. We had never seen Cruz figured out like this in real time, and we had never seen Garbrandt not hunting the KO and taking his time like this. Cody established an early lead with some good strikes, defensive wrestling, and taunting. This allowed him to beckon Cruz to the center, where he would force him to play the bull on the front foot. Dominick struggled with this, as he's usually the guy gliding around being the matador, but he really struggled to build himself back into the fight as Cody was the faster striker. Cody took the champion completely out of his element and didn't need the KO victory. It's a great fight, and I've always given Dom a pass for this loss. I mean, imagine not only having one contender coming for your title, but essentially an entire gym. I mean, he lived rent-free in Team Alpha Male's heads. They spent day after day, year after year, trying to figure out a number of ways to get him beat. Most fun, his KO win over Rafael Sunsao. At the time, this knockout proved that Cody still had what it took to rise back up to the top. A lightning-fast counter shot which led to an unbelievable buzzer-beater KO. This reminded all of us that it only takes a single punch from Garbrandt to completely change things up. But it also tells us that he works much better on the back foot, counter-striking. I've never considered Cody one of the better boxers of the UFC. His name never really enters those conversations. Rob Font showed how weak his boxing really was with his lack of an educated jab, head movement, and really exposed his short reach. But if Garbrandt capitalizes on any gaps in his opponent's defense, he's a master at the blitz and just sneaking through it and catching you with a KO shot. This is the one quality of his game that hasn't deteriorated and probably his strongest quality skill. If we look at the now checkered career of Garbrandt, his losses have only come to top-ranked championship-level opposition, or those not far from it. And he's very much a live by the KO or die by the KO type of performer who can't help himself but rush the pocket, exchange, and go all in. And this has benefited him a lot in the past, but won't take him much further now that his style has been thoroughly studied by a multitude of gyms. Being a knockout artist has never been enough to be champion. There are fighters that go on incredible finishing streaks, while others focus on longevity and cage time. Good fighters are ones that have danger in their game, but also a ton of experience, either from years of competing or tons of hours in the gym. And this video is not to suggest that Garbrandt is a low-level MMA fighter, as he did break out and win a title shot, but it's just a deeper look into why we now see him struggle. And more insight into career resurgences like Charles Oliveira, or those who thought to be journeymen like Jan Blachowicz. So the question I'll leave you with is this: is Cody Garbrandt still elite? Because the truth is, we've seen many careers do complete 180s, and champions bounce back to their former glory. Cody Garbrandt is set to face Raoni Barcelos June 14th. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed UFC 316. Drop your thoughts on Cody Garbrandt down below.
Wheels, how you gonna run from me?
How are we
I'm
gonna
gonna track you down. I'm a savage in there. I'll find it. Yeah, exactly. Look at that big head.
All right, very good. So,
very good.
Even these hands are going to be able to put down that weak shin of yours,
see.
buddy. Watch it happen. I was able to put your boy down.
Look,
and I'm going to put you down, too.
I never had to chase pussy in my life. On December 30th, I ain't doing it. I don't have to.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We'll see.
Well, I think the viewers see why we separated these two.